Good evening folks, and welcome to my home cafe. Today we're going to be repriming the Oracle machine after a long period of use because it hasn't been used for a while. So what I'm going to need to do is to remove the machine from the area so I can get access to the tank, and we're going to be changing the filter as well as repriming the machine before use. So bear with me for 2 seconds while we get this out and get the tank ready. So back in a tick. Okay, we've removed the machine, so now we just need to remove the water tank. There's a little handle there, so we take it out, and we need to exchange the filter. That's the old one. So we've got a new one over there ready to go. Old filter out, we'll take that over. So to remove the old filter, we just squeeze the sides of the unit. There you go. Take that out and remove the old filter, and you'll note the date on the top of it is where it gives you your 3-month span. So this one went in the 5th month. It's coming out, it's due to come out at the 7th month, so we're just at the start of the 8th at the moment. So now we will prime the new filter. Okay, so we've got a jug full of water there that we can prime it with, and we've also set the date on the new filter, so it's going in the 8th month and it's due to come out on the 10th month. Now this could vary on the more frequent use of the machine when you make the coffee. It could shorten the time depending, but it will come up on the machine when it's due to be replaced. So at the moment we need to just now submerge this in water and let the water soak through into it. This may take a few minutes. So you can see the bubbles coming out of it now. I'll just leave that. Okay, so while that's soaking, I can just give this a bit of a wipe out. It's probably just personal preference, and it does explain on the machine. It doesn't explain on the machine, but this is just something that I just like to do. Just like to keep it clean. Oops, got a little grommet in there, so we'll get rid of him. And just giving it a wipe out just to keep it clean. So on the outside. Okay, that's that done. Okay, now that's soaked up, and it's soaked up some of the water, so it's pretty well full. Pop it back into the housing. And put the clip over the top, lining up the 2 top pieces. Simply push it together, and that's all installed. Then come across to the tank and insert it back into the tank. There's only one way it will go, so it's just a matter of finding the right thing. Okay, so that's all installed. Now we just need to fill up the tank, replace the tank and fill it up with some water, and then we'll go through the repriming of the water system. So we've put a bit of water into the bottom of it, just to stop it from draining out of the filter again. Simply slide it back in, push it in hard, and lock it back up. Clean up there. Now I'll need to put the machine back in, plug it back in, turn the power back on, and then we can power it up and prime the machine. Okay, now we have the machine back in place. The water tank is installed with a little bit of water in the bottom of it. Now turn the machine on. That'll take a few minutes to warm up. priming the boilers. Now at the front here we have access to the tank, so we're able to fill the tank from the front, so don't need to pull it back out again. But what I did have to do was just, in order to get the tank out, I had to remove the machine. This is not always the case with most people, because it's only because of where mine is located at the moment as to why I had to remove the whole thing. So what we'll do now is I'll fill the tank up. You'll note down the bottom underneath there's a little glass just in there, and that will let me know as to how much water is in the tank. I don't know whether you might want to come around the other side though. Just very carefully, just pouring in the water. I have a little funnel in the top there just to stop any overspill. And you can start to hear the water starting to go through into the system, and the boiler is actually starting to boil up. I'll just hang on for a couple of seconds, so we'll go and get another jug full. Okay. Right, this will probably just be enough, so I'll just put this other litre of water in. That'll probably be enough of that. As we're doing this, the machine is still warming up, so it should finish just in time, and then we can go through and prime it. Okay, back again. Now the machine's all ready for use. There's a little white light around the on-off button has stopped flashing. So now what we need to do is to put something underneath the spout. And there's a hot, no, I might have to go for something smaller. Okay, we've had to get a bit of a smaller jug because the other one was a bit too tall. And now what we do is just select a drink, and underneath the brew it says hot water. So what we can do is just touch the hot water. That'll then start running it. You'll hear it. You'll make a couple of funny noises. It's just, there we go. Once we get a nice steady flow of water, then we well now we've got a nice even flow, so we just touch the hot water symbol again, and that will stop, and then it'll revert back to its normal thing. And that's the simplest and best way to do it. And the purpose of doing it was, prior to me stopping the machine because of the renovations, I had to empty out the tank and empty out the system, because it ended up being nearly 4 to 5 weeks before the machine was going to get used again. So it's replacing the old filter with a new one and repriming the machine. You might not necessarily have to change the filter each time, but that's the simplest and best way to do it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope that this helps with a few people on the first use of the machine after a long period of time. So thank you for watching, and if you like the video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you again. Bye for now.